Listen, the year is moving gradually and you're still cutting your trades that should change your life. You are cutting it because you are scared of giving back profit. There is no time for cutting profit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to nurture your trades, how to hold your trades to full TP and maximize profit. So make sure you watch till the very end. It's time to hold. It's time to kill that fear. Hold your trades and pack out good funds. Know the drill. Let's go to the chat. So traders, this video is going to be very simple and straightforward. I'm just going to show you what I do to hold on to my trades, to nurture my profits from the very beginning to where I want it to get to. Like I said earlier, if you see a trade that is ready to change your life, don't rush to cut it because you are scared. If you are still behaving like that as a trader, then you are very far from making it. You need to learn how to maximize profit. You need to know when the market is ready to give you, then you pack it out. So I've been able to list out some things you need to follow. Let me hide the chart first. Let's go ahead and paste that, how to hold a trade. So I listed out these 5 things you need to do. Now the first one here is don't get too attached. So we're going to be picking them one after the other and I will explain what I mean by that. Like I said, that these are things I've practiced and I believe that if you apply that to your own trading, you also learn how to nurture your trades and pack out good funds when the market is ready to give you money. So don't get too attached. Now, when you are placing a trade and you see that you are too attached, emotions will come in. So when it comes to being attached to trading, this can happen when you are over-risking or when you are trading with money you are not ready to lose. So you will obviously be scared of losing that money and that will bring in the attachment. And I think I listed something like that in number 3, where you need to risk according to your risk tolerance. So don't get too attached when trading. Kill the fear. Understand the reality of trading, that it's either you win or lose. That is trading. So don't think you are not ready to hit stop loss or you're not ready to, be in drawdown. Anything can happen when trading. I keep saying this. You need to understand that you are just a mere speculator. So what you just need to do is stick to your strategy and trade. Trust your strategy and trade. Don't get too attached. Risk what you are willing to lose and remove detachment. Allow the market play out. And now the second one here is be realistic with your TP. So I'm going to give an illustration following my strategy. So if you follow me here, you will know that I trade with smart money concept. So if you're wondering how, I use that particular strategy to make money, you can go through the videos here on my channel to understand the strategy. So when it comes to being realistic with your TP, let me use an illustration. If you've seen something like this, let's say market cleared to the upside, this is obviously a break of structure. So once you see that, the next thing you need to do is to wait for price to come here. As price is come here, that's why I said this particular strategy gives me, everything I want. It tells me where to put my stop loss, where to put my take profit, like gives me reasons for everything I'm doing on the chart. So as you are waiting for price to get here, there must be a correctional move, a retracement. So as the retracement is happening, this is now what I call the point of retracement. So as the retracement is happening into our point of interest, have in mind that if you are trying to take trades, this is going to be your entry point. Then your take profit here. Don't be too greedy. That's why I said be realistic with your take profit. Your take profit should be at the point of interest. The impulsive move that caused that particular break of structure got to a point and started retracing. So your take profit should be at that point of interest. Then your stop loss should be a little bit below the order block that caused the break of structure. So this is what I mean by being realistic with your take profit, because if the market is still bullish, because this is a bullish example, if the market is still bullish, what will happen? It will go back straight to the point of retracement, and this will give you full TP. And if the buyers are still strong enough, what will happen? We'll get a new break of structure. So once we get a new break of structure, as a smart trader, you do what? You align again. You wait for another point of interest following the trend. It's just that simple. But don't be too greedy to set your stop, to set your take profit somewhere far from this. It should always be at the point of retracement. So be realistic with your TP, technically. So another thing here, risk according to your risk tolerance. Now, don't risk because you've seen your friend is packing out bigger profits than you. Then you want to risk what you cannot even take. As a trader, you should understand your income. You should understand how much you can let go. Because I keep saying this, any amount you funded to trade, that simply means you are willing to let go of that money. So don't risk what will throw you off balance. Remember the first one, I said don't get too attached. Now, one of the things that can get you attached to your trade is if you are risking more than you can take. So ask yourself, understand your risk tolerance. Trading is all about understanding yourself. So understand your risk tolerance. You know your pocket and what you can handle. So risk according to what will not throw you off balance is very important. Then this one is also important. Number 4, analyze instead of rushing to close. I'm still going to give an illustration. Then I will use an example of a trade I nurtured to also, end this particular video. So analyze instead of rushing to close. Now, this is what I mean. Let's use another illustration here. We have another breakout structure to the upside. Like this. Let's clone this. So we have this breakout structure. Now, sometimes markets can be, very volatile to give you a straight movement to your take profit. That's what I call a sweet trade, very sweet and smart trade. Like, it will not give you stress. It will just tap in and move straight to your TP and then you enjoy the ride. But there are trades that would want to play with your emotions. And those trades are the ones that, will cause a lot of traders to close before hitting full TP. So let's say we are waiting for the market here. And then market indeed tapped in. Let's bring the position to, and you are in, stop loss set, take profit set. And then the market will start moving. As it tapped you in, it moved straight to your direction and you are in profit. You're obviously happy that you're in profit. Then there is a retracement. Let's say a retracement that can even put you into drawdown. And you'll be wondering what's going on. And then the next move, something like this will happen. Now, if something like this, should happen, don't be scared of the market trying to, retrace back again to hit your SL. Like I said, analyze instead of rushing to close. Because most of you, just because price has moved to your direction and then it retraced back into drawdown, you were kind of scared that it's going to your SL and then you've gotten this type of movement, you will now rush and close. Now, if you close, I'm asking you, who are you leaving this move from here to here for? Who are you leaving it for? Is that how you want to get rich trading? So you need to learn how to trade and detach emotions and maximize profit. So when the market is moving like this, instead of trying to, close early, you analyze what is going on. So from this particular move now, what is happening? This is a breakout structure. Again, so the next thing you need to point out is the order block that caused that breakout structure. So it can be somewhere here. So that simply means if a retracement is happening, it can either come back into this order block and start moving. But then if it breaks this order block, then you know that it's totally a bad trade. And then let it hit SL. Most of you will be like, if I had caught the trade here, I'll pack out my profit. The little profit is okay for me. Ask yourself, if you start or if you continue with that habit, will you actually grow as a trader? So it's all about learning how to make smart executions. It's all about learning how to make smart executions. You get the point? So once price retraces back into this order block, you watch the market. It has the tendency of retracing from the order block if the buyers are still in and if the movement you are looking out for is the right one. So it will tap in here and move again. So once that happens, you will just be checking the internal structures. If you are the type, if you like adding positions, it's also an opportunity for you to add positions and maximize profit. If it's a trade that is meant to give you like 2%, you see yourself bringing out 5%, 6%. So that's what you need to understand. So read the internal structure of what the market is doing. Now, like I said, that this strategy gives me reasons for everything, because as it is moving, I'm checking the momentum of the market to understand, should I add positions? Should I break even? Should I close? Things like that. So what I'm teaching you now is literally trade management, and that is how you can hold your trades. So another retracement can happen just like that. And that's how you will nurture it until you get to full TP. Very simple. Now, this is actually for a trader if you are looking to add positions. So you are checking the internal structures to see reasons to add positions, because when it comes to adding positions, a lot of you, think adding positions is just, adding to a moving trade. You need to do it smartly so that you will not over risk your account too. So allow the trade. Funny enough, like I said, that this type of trade is very sweet and nice, but sometimes I like this type of movement because it will give me reasons to maximize profit. I will add a lot of positions. Sometimes the straight movement, can just be a trade nurtured from the first entry. But then this type of movement gives me reasons to add positions because I know that the market is still moving, and you see me making more money than here. You get the point? So that's why you need to understand when the market is ready to give you money and you pack it out. So like I said, this is for traders that are looking to maximize profit and add positions. So you can check or be checking up on your trades. If you see this type of movement, you add. If you see the structure, you add. Just like that. You can also be using alert for when price will come back to that origin. Then you check the reaction and know if you should add or if you should close. So have reasons and don't just rush and close. And then you say to yourself, this trade would have given me a lot of money, but I went to close. Now it has hit full TP. Don't be that type of trader. Like I said, that the year is moving gradually. So it's time for you to start packing out good funds. Now, number 5, I said set and forget. So some traders may be too emotional, even as I've explained this particular trade management. And if they are seeing this retracement, they will obviously be scared and still close this trade. So if you are still fighting with fear of giving back profit, then you need to learn how to set and forget. Make sure you are executing smartly, place your trade, and then leave your phone, leave your laptop, let the market dish out good results for you. If it's a good one, straight to TP and you will pack out what you were expecting. If it's a bad one, straight to SL and you will pack out what you were expecting to lose. So that's just it. Set and forget. You can place a trade and give yourself time okay, I will check up on this trade by this time, in the next 2 hours, in the next 3 hours. But just make sure that you are aligning with the trend. You are executing smartly by sticking to your strategy, and then allow the market dish out. Remove that emotions if you actually want to pack out good money, if you want your money and your trade results to be growing. It's important. So if you cannot apply, the strategy of reading the internal structures and even maximizing profit when others are scared and closing, you are busy maximizing profit and packing out good funds, then learn to set and forget. I'm going to show you guys a trade I was able to nurture and how, I was able to hold that particular trade into full TP. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so this is a clean example of a trade I nurtured. You see this particular trade, it gave me a lot of money. So that's why I kept it for this particular video, to show you guys how you can actually nurture your trades. I've been, mapping it out using an illustration, but this is what actually happened on GBP JPY. So this particular trade gave me clean profit, and I want to also show you guys so that if you see this type of thing, maximize profit instead of rushing to close. This was actually when market tapped into my origin, pushed to my direction. So from there, it dished out a change of character. So this is the origin that caused this particular change of character. So you can see what happened. Now, some traders, as this push has happened, some will rush and close. After seeing this retracement, they will rush and close. Now, instead of rushing to close, like I said, analyze instead of rushing to close. A change of character has occurred, which simply means that the buyers are in. So it's time for you to maximize profits. It simply means that the buyers are ready to move because there's a change of character. This was the last break of structure before price tapped into our origin, which now created this supply zone. But now the buyers cleared it, and this is the order block. So you can see what happened. Price came back, tapped into the order block, moved. Now we have a new break of structure. So even if you were not able to add more positions here, this is another point to add a very clean position and maximize profit. Now, the stop loss of this particular position will now be under this point, which will now be the break even of this first entry. So that simply means this first entry is locked up in profit. Now, this is your second entry. This is the trade you are nurturing now. This one is giving you money. This one is giving you money too. So a break of structure happened. You just need to look for the origin that caused that break of structure, which is this point. You map it out. What did market do? It came back, tapped in, triggered a clean move to the upside. Another break of structure. This is the origin. You can see that the market did not even come close to this particular origin. So at this point, this will be the only entry you'll be adding at the meantime. So you can see price is not even coming back to this particular origin because the buyers are in aggressively. When the market started pushing to the upside, another break of structure happened here. Price came back into the origin. Another area to add positions. You see, price pushed. Another break of structure. Price came back to the origin. And this was the move that smashed the TP. You see yourself trading smart and maximizing profit instead of being scared and closing out of your trades. Then when you see this type of setup from another person's page or another person's trade result, you'll be wondering when you can actually catch this type of setup when you are the one that is scared. Get the point? So you need to learn how to trade smart, kill the fear, detach emotions, and get to work. Pack out the good funds. So thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you always be the first to be notified when next I upload a new video. Bye for now.